Hey people, so today is Wednesday, which means it's another book Wednesday. The day in the week where I talk to you guys about books. In this video, I'm going to talk about the top 10 fantasy series ever written, according to BuzzFeed. Now, I have to admit, I have not read some of these books in completion. I have not heard of some of these authors. I also have not heard of some of these book series. But this is BuzzFeed's top 10 of 51, so the link down to all 51 is below if you want to go check it out. Of course, like all videos, I will ask you guys to give that a good old like, comment and subscribe, and I'm going to go into number 1. Coming in at number 1 is the Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the first book in that series. Currently there's this book and one other book, or there's a halfway book as well, I'm not sure, but I have not yet read the series, but it's been highly recommended to me to read, and I've been told it's absolutely epic, so there's a reason why Patrick Rothfuss is hitting number 1 on this list. At number 2 is probably an author that I've heard so much about. I've yet to read any of his material. I do own some of his books at the present, but that is the Brandon Sanderson and the Stormlight Archive. And I don't know anything about this series, but I have the Mistborn trilogy down below. It's been recommended by a load of people to read. I've been told I would absolutely love it. Yet to read it, but I've been told I love it. I also have his Steelheart series down below as well in my wardrobe, sitting waiting to be read, and I will get there eventually. In at number 3 is a book and a series that makes no surprise to me this is on the list. I'm really surprised it is at number 3, but that is Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. And for everyone already knows, this is supposed to be an epic book series. I've only read book 1, and it's supposed to be an epic TV series, and I've only watched season 1. I know, please don't hate. But this book is a seriously big book. The text is quite small too, but epic read. First season 1 was epic as well. I have yet to read book 2, and I will read book 2 and go on to season 2 soon. Or I might just not bother with the books and just watch the TV series, just so I know what everyone's talking about. At number 4, it is J.R.R. Tolkien Wish, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I have to admit, I have not read the Lord of the Rings trilogy at all, and I only ever watched the Fellowship of the Ring, and I have never watched any of the rest of them, and I have no great desire to watch them. They just did not do anything for me. I just could not get into them. But that's totally my opinion. But I might try to read the books now. I'm after maturing just a little bit since I tried to read that one. I did try to read Lord of the Rings when I was like 12, 13. And I just could not get over too much detail. But maybe now I should be okay with that. Coming in at number 5 is the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks, and admittedly I have not really heard much about this author, and I have no idea about this book series, but it is at number 5 of this list, and again I have a link to this down below if you want to go check it out. Coming in at number 6 is actually a series I have read and completed as a teenager, and that is His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, and I absolutely love this series, and I actually really love The Golden Compass. I really loved just that first book. That first book, The Golden Compass, Northern Lights, whatever you want to call it. The Golden Compass was a film, Northern Lights was a book. It was just, I love that first book, and it's the one that sticks in my head the most. But great series, and absolutely loved it when I was reading it, and I might revisit it at some point. At number 7 we have the Discworld series by the legend Terry Pratchett. And of course I've only read 2 books in this series, and there's a load of books in this series. But something I've always questioned, are these read in sequence or are they just standalone? I've never really figured it out, but really good books, and I do recommend reading the series, and I must try and get the other books in the series too. At number 8, I won't admit this author's name kind of giving me a little giggle, but I absolutely know nothing about the series or this author, and that is The First Law by Joe Abercrombie. Yes, I thought of the clothing line too. At number 9 we have Terry Brooks and the Sword of Shannara, which is also known as the Shannara Chronicles, which is currently viewing on Netflix. And I do recommend to watch the Netflix series if you're into this Shannara Chronicles. It's just an amazing Netflix series, and I literally just got hooked on the Netflix, and I wanted to read the books because of Netflix. So now I have, not only do I have this entire trilogy, but I also have nearly every single book in this series, which I do plan to make 2017 my Terry Brooks year. At number 10, we have The Demon Cycle by Peter V. Brent, B-R-E-T-T. I'm totally out of pushing his name, apologies for that. But again, another author that I do not know anything really about or anything about that series. But it is number 10 of this list. So I really have no input on the authors of the series, and them, to those I have not read anything of. I'm sorry if that's disappointing. Okay, well that is the top 10 best fantasy books ever written according to BuzzFeed. I'm assuming all top 10 of these books were epic reads for the crowd over at BuzzFeed. I have read some of these books and I really enjoyed some of these books and I want to read more into them. And I've read some of the books by some of these authors and I want to read more by these authors. But of course it is a BuzzFeed article, so I will link it down below. Definitely check it out. There is 41 more books in this list, so I'm sure there's definitely something there for you to enjoy too. Like always, I am going to ask you guys to comment, like and subscribe, as well as comment your thoughts down below. And on that note, I shall see you all again on Friday.